Hi guys, you're welcome back to another cooking video, and if you're new here, please do not forget to subscribe, like, share, and leave me a comment. I would love for us to interact. And you guys, if you can see this, I'm definitely sure that you can guess the meal. It is fufu corn, Njama, also known as huckleberry, and khati. My mother is typically from the northwest region of Cameroon, and there are so many things I have observed, which includes the fact that when you visit a northwesterner's home, that is if they are aware, you will either find meals such as achu, bitter leaf, or fufu corn. If possible, you could find at least two of those meals on the table. And this is something which is really remarkable. So for this recipe, you're going to stand a pot of water on the fire, let it boil, and you're going to grind your corn. After grinding your corn, you're going to sift your corn and reserve the kende for the first method. So this is me washing my kende. Kende is also known as the corn chaff, in the sense that this is the chaff left after sifting the corn. You do not throw it away. So you're going to wash your kende. And so you guys, what you're going to do is that you're going to add in some water to the kende. You're going to strain it. Use the water you have gotten from straining it to wash it again. You repeat this process until you are satisfied with how clean your kende is, while you have set aside your corn flour. Speaking of the boiling water, we are going to cut some of it and reserve in a flask, and the one that is left is the one that we are going to add our kende to. So what you're going to do is that you're going to stir your kende properly. As you can see, it is clean, and you're going to add it to the pot of boiling water. Mind you, must have reduced the water because the rest will be used to cook the fufu corn. So you need boiled water or boiling water to cook your fufu corn. You should always know that. And so we are going to add in our corn flour after 20 minutes. Meaning, once you add the kende to the boiling water on the fire, you're going to cover the pot and let it cook for 20 minutes. Thereafter, you're going to add your corn flour and you're going to turn this properly. When it comes to adding your corn flour, you have to be careful with the process because you do not want your fufu corn to have lumps or schoolboys. So you're supposed to turn it religiously. So after turning it, we are going to add in some water, cover the pot and let it cook for 30 minutes. That is the process of cooking the fufu corn. After 30 minutes, you're going to open the pot and you're going to turn your fufu corn properly. You're going to do this process religiously, and you should know that this requires some effort, especially if you are cooking for a large number of people. And so as you can see, our fufu corn is getting smooth. It is becoming smooth. You have to be very careful when doing this, especially if you are using a small pot, to avoid kitchen accidents. So you're going to close your pot and let your fufu corn cook again for 20 minutes to 30 minutes before tying it in your wrappings. As you can see, we have already cut our wrappings, and as you can see, we have vented holes on the fufu corn. We are going to set it aside. Over to our vegetable, we have done it, and I would just love to show you guys how to fix your vegetable. As you can see, I am actually breaking it. And my mother also said something. She said, when fixing your huckleberry or your njama, you're going to break the stem and add, in the sense that you're going to break your stem and not just select the leaves. This actually is going to add to the volume of the meal because your leaf is going to shrink, so you need some stem. And in case your stem is strong, you're not going to add it. So you're going to break it and end where your stem starts to get strong. And I would love for you guys to see that process, which I am doing right now. So this is how you're going to fix your huckleberry. You're going to break it just like that, and you're not just going to end with the leaves. So I am going to wash it about 2 to 3 times properly. This is because it usually has ground, especially if it is from the farm, or dust on it. That is if it has been transported from one area to another. So you need to wash it properly. And I'm going to wash it about 2 to 3 times in order for me to be satisfied. So I've put it in a strainer so the water is going to come out, because as it is, this leaf has a lot of water already. So as you can see, I have an empty pot on the fire and I'm going to add my vegetable to it, adding some salt. Thereafter, I'll go in with some pepper. Others do not add water at all, but I added some water so it is going to remain green. And once my huckleberry Njama is ready, I am actually going to strain the hot water and add it to cold water so it prevents it from cooking any further. In case your vegetable is still very, very long, you should use a knife to cut it into smaller pieces, and that is very much okay. So as you can see, I have cut or sliced my tomatoes and onions. I've added it to a pot. I'm going to season it, adding my meat, and I'm going to let it cook. You guys, you can decide to boil your meat separately, but that's okay if you add it. Everything is going to taste very much good. So I'm going to add in some palm oil, which I'll be using, and this is what I have after the water must have dried. This is going to save you time and cost because it is just going to cook at once in one pot and at the same time. Thereafter, you're going to add in your huckleberry. You're not going to let it stay on the fire for too long because you do not want it to get black. You're not going to add in water. You're equally not going to cover the pot because you do not want it to get black. And so as you can see, and Njama is ready. And so over to our next process, which is our khati. We are going to slice our chicken into desirable pieces. And so my mother was showing me how to slice my chicken at this point. She said you have a particular way to slice chicken or cut chicken. You do not just go to the head, then the lap, and then the stomach. There's a particular kind of way. So you're going to actually slice the chicken depending on the number of people you'll be feeding or the number of people in your house. So we are just going to slice it into smaller chunks, and that's okay. Thereafter, we are going to wash our chicken, spice it up properly, and then steam it. As you can see, after steaming it, we are going to roast or grill it. You can actually roast or grill it before steaming it. That's still okay. And this is the result we achieved. We achieved this good looking chicken. It tasted so good. And so we are just going to slice some tomatoes, put on the fire and let it cook. Once the water is dry, we are going to go in with some groundnut oil. You can decide to use red or palm oil. That's very much okay, but we are using groundnut oil. That's why I said khati with a twist. And we are going to add in our chicken and cook it for 10 to 15 minutes. This is because we want our tomatoes to get into our chicken. We want everything to be well incorporated. And you guys, I have a recommendation like I always do. Please add yellow pepper to your meals. It is the truth. It adds so much flavor and it gives this food a different taste and dimension. It is safe to say that we have come to the end of this video, and please do not forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.